So how's it going, guys? So my first video is balancing dopamine levels. This is something that I've really, um, I love this topic. I love this topic. I love the topic of balancing your biochemistry and finding harmony within your body is a beautiful thing. Um, yeah, again, I'll speak a little bit about how this relates to me. So, again, stress in your life. I grew up in quite a stressful environment, so stress is a big thing in everyone's life. But primarily as a kid, if you grow up in a stressful environment, you can't deal with stress as well as some people. I mean, it's different nature and nurture. Well, nurture, if you have incorrect nurture, it can have a knock-on effect. It really can. I'm still learning a lot about this. Um, so. Balancing dopamine levels. What I'm doing currently, at the moment, I'm actually taking a bit of a break. As you can tell, I'm in a sunny place. I'm actually on the Gulf of Mexico. Um, it's needed. It's very much needed, guys. I mean, usually you can go out to the countryside, anything like go for a walk. But I was pretty stressed recently. I mean, that was just through work, helping family with stuff. Many triggers, and the mastery is being, the master amongst the madness, which is the trick, which I think we're all working on gradually. I like to think anyway, because sometimes these things can it can just get on top. Anyway, so at the moment, during this break, this is the first time I got my phone out in like quite a long time, because I put my phone away, have a space away from the phone. Blue light does not help, especially. It's just unnatural light, and it doesn't help the nervous system. And also just constant stimulation via just your phone, just bollocks. It could be Messenger, it could be anything, man. It's anything, especially pornography. I mean, I stay well away from that. I've dropped that a long time ago. Like Instagram, Facebook, all this stuff. It really is. It's a big strain on the nervous system, guys. Honestly, and as a lot of you probably already know, it's a dopamine fix. I mean, we look for these little reward systems in our brain, and we seek it, even if it's just chocolate or a quick fix or sweets. Yeah, so let me get into it. So basically, for me personally, this is what I recommend to help balance your dopamine levels. So number one is stay away from junk food and stimulants, tea, coffee, chocolate especially. I love chocolate, cacao especially. I love it, and you've got to respect it. I mean, Westerners have abused everything, to be honest, and yeah, you've got to respect these things. It's sacred, really. Chocolate especially. So junk food, stimulants, avoid that stuff. Keep it as balanced as possible when it comes down to, just eat good food, exercise, move your body, get some sunlight or light when you can, even just daylight in the morning as soon as you get up, and just naturally get your body into a level of homeostasis. It's just finding homeostasis within the body is the trick, and early nights is another thing. Again, that goes along with staying off your phone, because the blue light's just going to stimulate your brain and completely mess up your circadian rhythm. By the way, the circadian rhythm is basically your body clock in time with the sunrise and sunset. So yeah, so that's number one. I think definitely avoid stimulants, avoid tea and coffee. I'd say number two, I guess the phone kind of ties into number one, really, is like avoid stimulants. But for those of you who don't know, definitely have time off your phone. Get off your phone, put it away, lock it away. Only use it for essential things that you need to use it for. Simple as that. Use it for some messages, like on your home screen, move all your Instagram and all your Facebook stuff to another screen. So you have to flick through a few screens to get to these apps. Because then that way it's going to remind you that you don't need it. A lot of the time you just don't need it. It's just an absolute waste of time. unless you're using it for like constructive purposes, like for instance this video, or you know, anything creative. If you've got a business online, if you're trading, these things are necessary. So if you use it as a business, use it for your business and put it aside when you don't need it, because a lot of the time it's just mindless scrolling and it's bullshit. Because it's like anything, guys. You could have 1 cup of coffee a day, 2 cups of coffee. Again, I'm just using coffee as an analogy here. Or you could have 5, 6, 7, 8 cups of coffee a day. You're not using it, you're abusing it. So yeah. Another thing is exercise, consistent exercise. Resistance training, I found personally, is a really good way of balancing your dopamine levels. Obviously, through training, you release adrenaline. You release neurochemicals through, you know, you're releasing all these bodily chemicals through training anyway. But I've noticed, alongside what we're talking about here, if you replace the good dopamine, 2 seconds. Good dopamine, I'm getting fried here right now. So good dopamine, being exercise, you know, creating lists, do a to-do list, make a to-do list. This creates dopamine. This is a nice way and get stuff done. This is a great way to create dopamine hits, which is natural, and you're not overstimulating your dopamine receptors. So yeah, I think that's good. Those physical training, so junk food, stimulants, stay away. Phones, stay away. And you know, you can have these things in moderation, but honestly, guys, I feel like if you're feeling depleted and you're feeling fatigued, and you've got feelings of, you know, sex drive is low, you're feeling some levels of slight depression, your mood's low, this is a sign of low dopamine. It's a sign of low neurotransmitters, low serotonin. These things, you know, they're precious chemicals, and they're like, the body is a special thing, man, and a lot of the time we put it through unnecessary amounts of stress, and that's the reason why we're in, you know, a lot of us are battered. We're absolutely battered. Let's take a seat here. So yeah, so that's 3 things so far. I mean, I'm trying to think of some other ones that I should make some notes on this really, but I just wanted to jump straight into this video whilst I was on a bit of a roll. I just done the introduction to the channel, which, yeah. So it's just keeping things rolling. And another thing I think is really, again, it goes along with the phone, is pornography. Pornography is terrible. It really is bad, guys, honestly. And I'm saying this to men and women. I'm not saying don't explore your sexuality, and you know, it's good to, it's a pleasure of life which we should explore, but again, it's just a phone. The phone supplies so much of this overstimulation which we need to be careful of. So yeah, that's it. Exercise, early nights, avoid stimulants, and junk food, especially because a lot of the time you just want some sort of junk food, some high sugar shit, even though sugar is debatable. I think our body needs sugar to a certain degree, but yeah, we'll get onto this subject at some point because I love talking about health and nutrition, and I'm still learning a lot, you know. I'm actually moving my diet now over to more fats and proteins because I do a lot of cycling. That's what I do as a job. I've got 2 cycling jobs, and it's a lot of effort. And yeah, but I think that's it, guys. I mean, it's a quick video. I'm going to do other videos about dopamine, but this is it's just been a big thing for me, to be honest. I mean, balancing dopamine levels is definitely, I've noticed in the past when I last come traveling, I spent a long time staying away from all these things and exercising and taking some deep breaths. Another thing is breath work. Like, you guys have probably heard all this before, but breath work is such an important thing. I'm still have to remind myself of that now. You know, take some deep breaths. Try and get your nervous system to relax. It's very important. Very important. But as I say, guys, we'll get more into this at some point. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and keep on creating, keep on healing, and keep on inspiring. Lots of love, guys.